What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. Give me all this knowledge in the youth baseball space, man, helping kids get maximum exposure in and around the country and helping kids get into school. Man, holler at me if you need me. Listen, this is I met this young gentleman, I want to say in the full time, and mom had reached out to me, told me a little bit about the story. At the time he didn't know what to expect, but my boy went out there, balled out over there in junior college this past season, to the point now where he's going to the MLB draft collegiate league over there, where he's going to be essentially playing against all high level kids like himself that are potential draft picks. So I just thought it was great to have my boy come on here, talk about a variety of topics, tell his story, talk about going from a D1 program to transferring and why that happened, to playing at a JUCO, to playing so well that now, he's draft eligible and potentially can be drafted this summer. So, without further ado, I got Southwestern Illinois Junior College middle infielder Jalen Jones joining me today. Jalen, what up, family?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. I thought it'd be I thought it'd be just at this time, man. I know I reached out to you earlier today, but I talked to your mom and I was wanting to put you on it, talk about your story, man, because I think it's a unique, story. When I first heard from your mother, it was a little worried and it was a little, uneasy feeling about how you felt like, you were being treated at the D1 program. You turned, a messed up situation, into a good one, man. But I just saw it the other day, and that's what made me think of you this morning. It was like it's 1,800 kids right now, Division I players in the transfer portal. But we're going to talk about that because I want to share that we're going to tie this in. But before we even get on that, man, I want to start talking to you about this, your background, where you're from, to where you are now, man. So give a little background to you right now, please, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm from McDonough, Georgia, about 45 minutes south of Atlanta. I went to Union Grove High School, which is also in Henry County. Graduated there, and then I went D1 to Western Carolina. And that's where my baseball career kind of, opened up for me, flourished. I did really good freshman year, balled out. And then I went to play summer ball up here in Illinois, actually in Danville. I played for the Danville Dance. They're in the Prospect League. So that's a pretty cool league, man. Really competitive. Had a hell of a lot of guys, bro. It was pretty cool. And then after that, I went back to Western, expecting, to come back even better and go even crazier than I did my freshman year. But it just really didn't turn out like that, man. Like, I guess the coach, I still see it in my eyes, the coach thinks that the kid right now that's at shortstop is better than me. And I mean, like, I can't really, I have no control over that. It just really made me work harder. I mean, and the opportunities that I did take sophomore year when I did play, I balled out, but I still wasn't, in the place that I needed to be like freshman year. So it was really tough looking myself in the mirror and saying, dude, like, either you're going to get lost in the sauce or you're going to do something about it. And that's when I talked to my parents, and my mom and dad really weren't with it at first. They were like, man, this is your place. Like this is what you wanted. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But it's like, is it really what I wanted? You know what I mean? Like I finally felt what D1 felt like, but it's like, dude, like I'm still trying to ball. I'm still trying to play, make my own. And I just couldn't see myself developing and trying to make it to the pros if I still stayed at Western, man. So that's kind of the spill that I gave my parents. And then at that point, I feel like once you're a parent and you hear your kid say that to you, you're just like, dang, I got to roll with you. So, yeah, man, I went to the transfer portal. It was definitely very scary. But honestly, man, like the biggest thing I can say for anybody that's scared of going in the transfer portal, dude, is just like bet on yourself, dude. Bet on yourself, man. You got to have confidence in yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're here for a reason. You know what I mean? Like maybe stuff didn't happen like you wanted it to, but you're here for a reason, bro. Keep balling. But, yeah, man, like I said, the transfer portal, dude, it was cool. I had a couple schools hit me up, but I was really devoted to Southwestern Illinois College because that's where my hitting coach from Western, he ended up leaving Western, and he got a head job over here at Swick. And he was like, "Hey, man, like, bro, if you need a place to play, I can just literally put you out there, and I know how you play, dude. If you go out and ball, then like I can get you in a whole better opportunity than you're in right now." So I was like, "Dang, bro, like this is literally what I'm looking for." Like, I feel like if I let this opportunity up, then I'm stupid. But so yeah, I ended up taking the opportunity, man, and I grasp it, and you can't, once you have that opportunity right in front of you, it's like it's really hard to mess it up. You know what I mean? It's only up from there. You know what I mean? Like once you get the opportunity and you see, all right, man, this guy's got so much trust in me. He's just gonna put me out. He's gonna let me play, and that's really all I needed. I just needed to get out and play, man, because I know what type of player I am. If I play, then I'm a ball. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the JUCO journey, dude. I mean, it changed my life, bro. The transfer portal. I don't think, like I'm saying, if I was still at Western, I don't think I would be in the draft league, the summer draft league right now, to be honest with you. But JUCO, it just opened me. It opened me up. It made me realize a lot of things. As me of a baseball player, man, it matured me. That's exactly what I needed. I just needed maturity, and that's exactly that's exactly what I developed, man.
I mean, that's so much into that. Let's go back, man, because you know most of my listeners are going to be parents that are wanting their kid to go play college, right? But not only college, but they had dreams and aspirations of going D1, which you had the opportunity to do. So not only do you go D1 where they say, hey, sometimes it's tough, and you may be sitting and you may be this and that, but you play, you get your burn and you do all right. And then at the end of the season, the coaches and so I guess it was, you started seeing like, man, it's going to be tough for me to get back on the field and I won't be able to develop. I mean, I had to be a little shocked to your, to your gut, to your confidence, right?
For sure, man. That's what I said, man. That's the hardest part, looking yourself in the mirror and be like, dang, dude, like there's really nothing I gotta do something here. Like I can't wait on somebody to do something. Like I gotta do something here. You know what I mean? I'm the only person who can control this. So I mean, on it, but it ignited me, dude. It got me going. Before you went D1, did you consider JUCO? Well, truly, man, like, is it cool if I answer this, D?
No, that's why I put it up there. Yeah.
Okay. Before you went D1, you considered JUCO. I mean, so I'm not gonna say I considered it. I mean, I definitely was not like doubting it at all, because I had a lot of buddies who went JUCO, who turned up in JUCO and was like, dude, this is like the best thing that's like for me. But I felt like at that time, like I knew what type of player I was, and I was having a lot of like interest in like some D1 schools, so I really wasn't looking to go JUCO. But like I feel like that's what JUCO's for, man. Like once you go somewhere and you don't like it, I mean, like JUCO, bro, that's why they're there. That's why they're there. Like it's 2 years, but once you go there, it's like it's nut up or shut up. You got a ball. Definitely got a ball. But nah, man, I'm definitely not knocking JUCO at all. JUCO was definitely probably the best thing that happened to me for sure.
I think because you hear most likely was another question that came up and when I posted yours over there, because sometimes parents don't even know that you can go from a D1 program and transfer to a JUCO. They always hear transfer portals and you go from a D1 to another D1 to D2, but it's very rare that they hear like somebody like you that go, because in a lot of people's minds, especially parents' minds, it's like, you're already there. You're at a D1. Why you want to go and step down to a JUCO? You know what I'm saying? Can you explain, your thought pattern? And I know rules have changed and everything, but can you talk about, a D1 player transferring out? Can they still go and play at another D1, or do they have to go another level down?
So it's like, yeah, you can. Like you can only do it if you're a freshman or a sophomore, though. Like if you're a freshman, and you can transfer to a JUCO, but you got to understand you got 1 year at that JUCO, because JUCOs are 2-year schools, Division I's are 4 years. So I mean, that's, like I said, man, that's the biggest part about once you hit that transfer portal. Like you gotta be game ready, and you gotta be on your toes, man, because it's like that's all you got, that's all you're gambling for. And I mean, like I said, dude, like I said, man, like betting on yourself, gambling on yourself, dude, is probably the best thing you can do. If you truly put in the work, you should know this. If you truly put in the work if you truly grind every day like you know you need to and you're giving it your all, dude, then there's like once you hit that transfer portal, you should actually be excited. You should be like, I bet I can't wait to show people like what I got, dude. And that's kind of how I felt, really, man. Like I was like, I've been working so hard for this. Like I feel like I got a lot to prove, man. Like I felt like I was just under the radar. And I wasn't trying to, be over the radar too, but I was like, dude, like I'm in the game, man. Like I got to do it myself.
I think that what do you think it is? Because it's 1,800 kids in the transfer portal right now, and I mean I know some of them could be COVID situations, but I remember talking with University of Kansas head coach, and he's the one that was kind of, and this was November 2019. So
Sorry, that was on me. My bad.
Okay, so this is technically this is before COVID, and he was telling me how many players were going into the transfer portal and how it was impacting college baseball. Yeah. What is that? Why do you think those numbers? That's basically it's like a free agent market. It's like you go there and but what can you tell a parent that or a kid that's going to be listening to this, when it comes to picking a school? How important is that in your story? Because you probably didn't think you would be in the transfer portal. Right. So what do I guess I'm going to ask that question. Like, why is there so many guys going in there? And are they just picking the wrong situation, or
like I said, what? It's just like I think a lot of it is, man, is just like people are like chasing the name, man. Like people are they're chasing that D1, and I mean, like, yeah, D1 is cool and all, bro, but I mean, it's cool if you're playing. It's not fun if it's not fun if you're just watching everybody play. Like, yeah, you're getting all the cool stuff, all the cool gear, but it's like, bro, it's like none of that really matter. You're not on the field. But like, that's what I'm saying. So like, I feel like that's why a lot of people, they go D1 and then they're like, oh, bet, like I'm at D1, like this is about to be sick. And then like they got like guys in front of them and they're not in the right situation, and they're kind of like starting to play catch up. And like I said, that's how you get, a little bit lost in the sauce, because this is like, you're like, dang, bro, like I'm kind of like, I'm getting outplayed right here. So like, what am I finna do? And I think, honestly, that's why the numbers have gone up, because I think guys are starting to see the situation that they're in, and they're trying to do something about it, which they should be. But like I said, yeah, man, like I just think it's a situation, truly. They're not liking the situation at their old school, and they're definitely trying to better it, no doubt.
All right, what's up, Keisha? What's going on? And we have we got Milo Hall. We got Highland's mom listening in too. So so but yeah, we were talking, and we were talking about Highland a little earlier, man. And but so just getting back, in your opinion, just talent level, teaching level, coaching level, let me say, facilities wise, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
just like honest opinion, coming from D1 down to JUCO, give me the pluses and the minuses. You know what I'm saying?
So, pluses at a D1, yeah, definitely probably have to say facilities and like type of gear that you get, like all the fancy stuff. That's a D1 for sure. JUCO, you got like I feel like JUCO's the environment of like I'm gonna give you your jersey, bro. I'm gonna give you your pants, and then like you go make your own. You know what I mean? You make your own story. You know what I mean? And I mean the coaches were definitely there for you, bro. But it's like we play, like this year was kind of a little crazy because we played a lot of double headers. So it's like, I'm not gonna say, because the coach that I had, David Garcia, was a great coach, man. That's like, he's a player's coach. He knew what he was doing, and he kind of took the environment of JUCO baseball as he's the guy that's just gonna keep the ship float, or he's the guy who's gonna keep the ship floating, and then the players are supposed to keep it, like working, keep the gears going and everything. He's just there to keep it afloat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically, he's just like, dude, like I'm giving you the number on your back, and I'm throwing you out there, like make your own story. And once he told me that, man, I was like, yeah, I mean, he's right. He's right. But competition-wise, I would definitely have to say, like, you know, D1, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going into D1, you're good for obvious reasons. So the competitive level at a D1 is a lot different at a JUCO. But I'm not going to knock JUCO because there are some dogs that play JUCO baseball. And that should not, you know, that people are like, oh, like, he's not good because he's playing JUCO. But it's like, dude, like, if you're good, if you're good, you're good. If you can hit, you can hit. If you can feel, you can feel. You know what I mean? So it's like you definitely got like your JUCO players separated from, like, you know, okay, like, obviously this dude knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? But I think JUCO is just a big part of development, man. Huge part of development.
So, I mean, you know, I'm a huge advocate for junior colleges, you know what I'm saying? And have been since starting the show 2+ years ago and learning. Because I was like every other, you know, parent or player, you know, like, man, JUCO is kind of like for, you know, like, kid, why would you go JUCO route? But it was honestly, it was like a lot of my friends that came on here that are like minor league coaches that play big, you know, had some big league time, and you know, a lot of the college coaches that with the D1 coaches were coming on, they all started at a, you know, junior college level. And I'm like, everybody was, you know, junior college. I was like, dang, man. Like, and then I just started really seeing the benefits from JUCO. So, I mean, like, let's talk about one of the key benefits, the pluses and minuses, because technically, if you were still at Western Carolina, you would not be in the situation that you are now with the collegiate, you know, the draft league, right? So if you could kind of talk about that, your experiences going to JUCO and balling out and getting the call, the opportunity to play at the you know, the MLB Collegiate League, and I'm gonna talk about the league in general, but just talk about that difference of going from D1. If you would at Western Carolina, you put on a good year, you still would have to wait another year to potentially get drafted, right?
Right. So yeah, man, so when I first went into the portal and I found that SWIC was like the school that I was going to be going to, that I kind of had like a reality check at that point. And I said, I obviously cannot be playing the same way that I played sophomore year because it didn't, you know, it's like, it's not working for me. Obviously it's not enough. So I kind of did like a checklist of like where I was at in my game and where I thought I was at. And if I like oversaw some, like if I was really, really good at some things and then really, really bad at some things. And one of the really bad things that I kind of had a habit of in D1 baseball was just like I said, a maturity thing. When I was up to the plate, I was like not taking the best ABs, you know, like I was just swinging. I was chasing a lot. And I guess that's because I was young and I was just, you know, but I'm not going to blame it on that. But like, yeah, like I said, man, I was like freshman year, I was like rushing and, you know, I was sped up a little bit. So when I got to JUCO in the fall, I was like, you know, practicing and stuff. And I caught myself, you know, still like carrying the same habits that I did sophomore year into JUCO. And I was like, okay, this is where it's got to stop right here. Like if I want to change my game, like this is what I'm going to have to work on. And it's like, it's easier said than done, but it's like, if you focus on the bad things more than the good things, it'll change your game like fully around, man. Cause it's like I'm gonna give you a prime example. So in the fall, I probably had like 48, 58 40, 50 something strikeouts freshman year, right? And I mean, I had like 289, you know, like it was cool. Like as a freshman, it was cool. And then when I went into JUCO, I looked at my stats freshman year and I was like, okay, 289, like I was a freshman. This is young Jalen. I go, this is a 2-year Jalen right now. I got to show that I improved off my stats. Like, I got to show that I showed some improvement. So during that whole entire season, after every single AB, I mean, of course I struck out, you know, that's baseball. But it's like once you put your mind and focus onto like, I'm not going to say not striking out, but I'm going to say I put my focus into having the best quality AB I could ever have every single AB. Every single AB, bro. And it's hard. It's harder said than done because it takes a lot of focus. And it's mentally tough and mentally tiring, man. But once you just like, it's 90% mental, 10% physical, man. It's 90% mental, 10% physical, dude. It's like, It's crazy,
I,
man.
I mean, listen. I was just talking this morning. I was bringing up you about the whole agent thing, and with my boy Army Staley. Army played at Clemson and got drafted really high. And,
Right.
we talked ball, and we were just talking about the strikeout rate and how much what's going on up in the big leagues with all these no hitters
Yeah,
and just talking hitting, man. And I just think it gets lost with the training right now with all the the launch angles and
yeah.
the exit velos, and kids are just learning to just take their a swing, which is great, but you can't take a home run swing all the time, and I think that's why they're being trained early, and then they're getting up to the major leagues. But guys are just throwing like just BBs out here. Everybody's throwing hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is a lot different when I was playing. But I just think that's why you see the numbers rise, but you're taking the onus of just really putting the ball in play and just making
Oh,
hard contact consistently,
yeah.
right?
That's it. You got to get up there, man. You got to be like, all right, this kid is not better than me. No way. No way.
Mm,
And then
mm.
so what? So what? He's throwing 96, 97 with a hammer. Yeah, it's gross, but nah, he ain't better than me. So what? Let's do it. You know what I mean? And
I love.
that's what you got to go to. I mean, baseball, dude. It's just like you get so many chances. You got to go up there with the mentality. Like you have to have the most confidence in yourself, man. You ain't got to show it all the time, but you always in there on the inside. You always got to have it,
Uh,
or else I feel like it's gonna eat you alive, man. Truly, truly.
mom,
Like it is.
mom says, "Hey Jay," and what's up, Sergio? All right, so, but yeah, they I just good good info, man. So, but
Yeah,
we can talk hitting and stuff, but I really I really want to obviously you hit so well that let me get this question, and I'm gonna get into the collegiate league first. Sean says, is there a significant difference with availability of resource tools like Hit Tracks, Rapsodo at JUCO versus D1?
truly, man, I'm gonna say nah, not really, because well, I mean, I'd probably say at some JUCOs they probably don't have to find it, like they're not financially stable for that yet, maybe. But at the JUCO, the junior college that I was at, we didn't have Hit Tracks, but we did have Rapsodo. Um, I mean, like I said, but truly at the D1 that I was at before at Western, we didn't have Hit Tracks or Rapsodo. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was like, dang, like I'm at D1, I'm not even getting all this stuff. I mean, I got cool clothes and
So
stuff.
you said Western Carolina they didn't have that stuff?
Now, when I was there, the first 2 years, they had just picked up Rapsodo, but Hit Tracks was not there. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Hit
Okay.
Tracks
They
was not
just
there.
put that to them? Okay.
Yeah. But the availability of resource, I mean, that's just in my situation. But I'd probably have to say the availability of resources out of D1 is definitely a lot more because they handle, they got a lot more money and they
Right.
got more kids probably. But at a JUCO, like I said, it's like it's do or die, man. It's kind of hard. It's rough. It's rough. But nah, man, like the good JUCOs, like the good programs, they'll definitely have the stuff for you, to win and get better for sure.
All right. So now you're grinding away, you're doing your thing this year, man. You're balling,
Sure.
and what is it, like what midway during the year or during the fall? I can't remember. Yeah, during the fall, Major League Baseball comes with this, this collegiate league where they're going to take some of the top prospects from around the country and essentially have them in one league where they all get to play against each other, and everybody, scouts wise, evaluators wise, get to evaluate these so-called potential draft picks in
Right.
one league. And you get invited.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's super dope. I think people don't, this is the inaugural year of this, man. So it's an exciting time. But you went from a D1 transfer to the so-called JUCO and balled out to the point that you made yourself into a draft prospect, and now you're going to the just collegiately. So, talk about as much as you know about the league, and then talk about your, how'd you hear that you were going to be selected for it. So talk, tell the story about the league as much as you know about it, and then talk about how you got invited.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the first time I heard that league was opening up, dude, I was like, yeah, Like, this is it. Like, if I want to do something this summer, like, this has got to be it. And that was early fall. So I was like, well, shoot, bro. I feel like the only way to get in that league is, like, I got to go stupid in the season for them to even, like, think about me. And so that was plan one. Like, that was the A plan right there. But luckily in the fall, JUCO, like they have like showcases and stuff that you can go to. And fall, I went to a showcase, and it wasn't like a showcase where I play like different teams. It was like a showcase where it's like you run your 60, throw from the outfield, throw from the infield. Let me see you swing.
Right.
And, that was coming around the end of the fall, and I did really good at that showcase. Like, my numbers were good, and like, at that point, I even saw myself. I wasn't even like a showcase guy. I felt like I was a gamer guy. But yeah, like, I felt like if people wanted to come see me, like, numbers ain't gonna do all that. Like, you gotta come see me in the game. That's where I ball out at. That's where you really see me. But like, from the grace of God, man, I did really, really good at the showcase, dude. And I felt like that's kind of what got me on that step to go up. And once like I did really good at that showcase, PBR put it out on their Twitter and was like, hey, like, MLB like draft prospect right here. And I was, my swinging stuff, I was like, oh, bet, like, this is cool for me. Yeah, throughout the fall, dude, like, that just made me work even harder. And then, so the way that I knew that I was getting into the league truly, my head coach, David Garcia, he literally like texted me like maybe at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I was gaming with the boys, chilling up with the boys. And I get the text and he's like, hey man, like, you heard of this draft league in the summer? I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, you already know, like, that's what I'm trying to get into. And he was like, dude, like, I got you a spot. I was like, what you got me a spot? He was like, and like, this dude, like, I guess one of his guys texted him and was like, hey, is Jalen interested in playing the draft league this summer? And even before he even called me, he was like, yeah, for sure he is. And then he called me and got you a spot in the draft league. So, hey, man, that's great. It was just blessings on blessings from there, dude. And like I
Man,
said, you got to take it.
I mean, that's no doubt about it, man. So, talking about the blessings aspect of it, and your journey to this, man. Just talk about because you're literally about to leave tomorrow to go play in this league, and so I appreciate you coming out. Literally the day before you're about to go and do this. On your journey, man. And I know everybody's gonna be wishing you well, man, and and doing your thing. But I want to know what's your mind state, going into this, because we all know it from other sports. You know what I'm saying? From football, you got the season, and then everybody trains to get ready for the NFL Combine. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to go ball out. Or in basketball, you got the whole draft, pre-draft, what I'm saying, tour type thing, whatever that goes on. And so everybody knows that, man. But this is technically what it is for baseball now. So talk about your mindset, what are you thinking? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your, what's your mindset going into this, essentially this essentially workout to and like tour to potentially fulfill your dream of playing professional baseball.
That's exactly how I see it, dude. Like, it's like it's nerve wracking for sure, man. You should hear my mom would just talk so much crap on me right now if she was on here, the type of stuff that I say to her. But dude, like, my mom and dad, they reassure me, and it's like, it's true. It's like, dude, you're here for a reason. You got there for a reason. Yeah, you might be overmatched once you get in that league by a couple dudes, but it's like, you're there for a reason. So baseball is a game of failure. You're going to fail, but you just got to ride the results out that you want, and you got to keep riding them. And I think the mindset that I'm going to take when I go in there is just like, I'm not going to say it's going to make or break me, because no way, it's not. I'm still going to school after this if it doesn't work out. But how I see it, as in, this draft league can only help me, I feel like. It can't only help me. I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to see dudes that are like, that are probably ready for the next level. And I'm going to see some dudes that are probably not going to be ready for the next level. And then I'm going to observe, and I'm going to be like, okay. And I'm going to put myself, and, I'm going to try to put myself in where everybody else is at. And like I said, I'm going to make a checklist. I'm going to be like, I bet I want to be better than this guy. I want to be better than this guy. I want to be better than this guy. You slowly work your way up, man. I mean, I think I'm going to be cool in this draft league, dude. Like, I'm not going to go, like, I definitely got butterflies, dude, for sure. But I felt like, I feel like once I get my first AB, like once I get up there and see the first pitch, I'm going to be like, I bet. Like,
it's baseball, right? It's ball, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I know.
Thank you.
I know that it's all right. I know that it's how many games is it, and how many teams? Where are you going to be playing?
I will be playing in Ohio for the Scrappers, Mahoney Valley. I'm pretty sure there's like 6 or 7 teams. They're in West Virginia, New Jersey, Ohio, and I think it's just those 4 or 3 surrounding states. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing for the Scrappers, dude. So it's gonna be a cool little. It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna be traveling state to state, but yeah, we play about 68 games. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be a whole nother season.
Hell right, yeah, man. Lord, man, I didn't know you're gonna play that many damn games. That's so they're gonna evaluate you. So that's gonna go well into the draft, then, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's like that's one thing that's one thing that's gonna like take some getting used to. Is like I've played in scouts, but I've played in front of scouts before, for sure, no doubt. But I know when I go to these games, it's just gonna be like hella dudes just behind there, and that's definitely gonna be nerve-wracking. But it's there. I feel like they're gonna understand, and they're gonna look for what they want to look for, and I just got to be the person that they look for. You know what I mean?
Man, I love it, man, because I see. It's been a long time, man, since and I don't think I guess the one showcase I've ever been to was small little whatever, right? But I used to live for this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like baseball, because it was, baseball could be kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that, and like you said, you get used to playing in front of those dudes here and there, and by the 3rd or 4th game, you're gonna just see, whatever. It's gonna be super excited. The good thing is, it's never gonna you're going to have that mindset of like, I ain't gonna never let up, because it's like all these dudes on every game. You're gonna see some dudes out there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, I know that when you entered, Western Carolina Division I program out of high school, do you sit down and do you really sit back now and think about, on your journey to where you are now? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you sit back and be like, damn, man, I just wanted to go D1. Then I had some situations, man, where the coach is trying to trying to dog me out, man. And now I had to go to junior college, and now I'm a month or so away, potentially of, fulfilling the dream.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. I sit back all the time. I'm like, yo, I thought Western Carolina was gonna be my home. Like, I molded with everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody there, but I molded with a lot of people there, dude. Like, I thought those dudes were gonna be at my weddings. Like, I thought I was gonna know those people for the rest of my life, and that's what it felt like. But dude, it's just like this year, like the COVID year, I think for me was a true blessing, because it really woke me up. It got me out of the sauce.
Why do you say that?
So I'm gonna say it like this: like, once we heard that the whole COVID thing was happening and they shut down school, they shut down all the sports and stuff, right? That's when I was like, hey, I feel like I can do something here. It's like, do I still want to play at Western Carolina, which I still have all my friends here. I love everybody here. Like, no beef whatsoever. I love this place. Beautiful place, everything. Or I can give up, like this little cool dream over there with being buddy with everybody. Like, I can give that up and worry about baseball, because at that point I was like, dude, like, do I really, like, am I really trying to play baseball for the rest of my life, or am I just trying to get by? You know what I mean? Am I getting by? And at that point, dude, I was like, nah, bro, like, I can't. I don't like sitting on the bench, bro. That's like, nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. And it was scary, dude. Like, even thinking about going in the transfer portal, even thinking about leaving the place I was at, because it was like everything happened in the snap of a finger, man. It was like,
Really.
yeah, everything happened in the snap of a finger. The whole COVID thing, I was in like the whole situation of how I wasn't playing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the season, man, I wasn't even like looking at it like that. During the season, I was looking at it. It was like, okay, like I'm not getting my chance, but when I do, I'm a ball.
Right.
And when I got the chance, I was balling. I just wasn't getting the opportunity that I felt like I should have gotten at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I saw myself as like, dude, like you can keep putting me out. You know, you can keep giving me these pinch hits when here and there, you know, let me play a game here and there, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I know what type of player I am, dude. And you do too. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. And I was just like, I can't be doing this. This isn't it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it was a gut feeling. It was a scary feeling because I didn't really know what to expect after that. It was scary because it's like you're going out into a world where it's like, dang, like all these people want me. And that's the point where it's like, do you have enough confidence in yourself to want to do that? You know what I mean? But
do you know, like, so now you're sitting here and you part now you're getting upset and being like, damn, this coach is trying to play me out right now. Like I'm getting a little bit of a pinch hit here and there. And then that thought comes into your mind of like, yo, you know, I may have to transfer out of here, right? So
I was like,
how does that go? So what are the steps to take? You know, speaking to the coach, or do you have to like do you get a feel or two some coach, you know, some schools that may want you, or is it just going in blind? Like, yo, I'm just gonna go blind in this and see what happens. You know,
it was so many like options I could have took, man. But I feel like if anybody's in the same situation that I'm in, I feel like this is the perfect situation. I feel like this is the perfect scenario you should do right here. The first step you should definitely do is talk to your head coach. And that's probably one of the hardest talks to like, you know, ever have. You know, it's like telling your best friend that his puppy just, you know what I mean? That's what it felt like. But I told my coach, I was like, hey man, like I appreciate everything that you've done for me for these past 2 years, man. But I don't see myself developing here like I want to. Nothing against you. It's just like I don't see myself, you know, being the best player that I can be. So I'm going to open up my opportunities and I'm going to hit the transfer portal. And, you know, at first, he definitely was not happy. And, I mean, he was just, like, trying to, you know, talk me back into it. He's like, man, like, it's not even like that. Like, we can have you out here next year. And I'm just like, dude, like, I don't want to. I'm not going to trust that because, you know, what happened this year? You know what I mean? And I was showing my stuff. I really didn't give him a reason for me to be, like, not on the field. And I just saw it like that, man. And at the end of the day, it's like you got to make your own decisions. You got to make your own decisions. Like if you think it's going to better your life or you think, you know, it's not. And at that point, I thought I was going all balls to the wall, dude. I was like, this is me. I got to go out and I got to take it. This is me. I got to go out and take it.
Awesome, man. Listen, I mean, I know as a player and as a person, you got to do it definitely in the pro. I mean, for the parents listening now, I mean, and parents, you know this because I believe up to about 13 or 14 years old, when it comes to like speaking with the coach and about various issues you may have, parents, it's on you. But once that kid turns 13 or 14, you need to have him fight his own battles because, like you said, Jalen now he's a man and he's in college and he doesn't feel like he's being treated fairly with playing time or whatever, and he has to go and be a man and tell this coach like, listen, I don't like the situation I'm in, and hard, and I want to be, you know, essentially I want to, you know, go into this transfer portal and take my chances. And you know, I know it took a lot of emotion and time to really get that, you know, gust up to do it, but because you definitely got to do it in the pro ranks, you know what I mean? Because you have to, you know what I'm saying? And fight for yourself. Yeah, your agent can do this and agent can do that, but sometimes it's like that me conversation. Because I done had it many a times, man. But I think that's a lesson learned. What you're saying for these parents to listen and hear this. You know, here's a D1 kid playing, doing well. All of a sudden, you know, second year around, coaches that, you know, platooning and then less and less playing time, and he's still fighting to get on the field and he's doing well. But coaches in putting him in tough situations. And he's like, yo, I gotta play. I can't sit on the bench. So for all those parents that feel like it's D1 or bust, this is what you're going to have to deal with, especially the next 2 or 3 years with all this COVID stuff. And rosters are so huge. Yes, it feels good and to know that you are going D1 here and there, but you don't. I don't care. I hear parents sometimes like, I don't care. I don't mind my son sitting on the bench. You say that until you go over there and your son is sitting on the bench and you traveling to
Yeah,
see him and he's on
yeah,
the bench. Talk, like, I know it's your time over here, but I just sometimes I think the parents need to hear this from somebody that's been through it. That is like, yo, it ain't. Yeah, it's D1 is always, it's great, but it ain't always cracked up to be when you're on the bench, right?
it's definitely like I said, man. Like D1, D1 is so cool, dude. Like once you get D1, you feel the D1. Once you step on campus, you're like, that is where I should be. But at the end of the day, after all the parties, man, after all the times you with your friends, hanging out, and they see you on the, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, for me at least, it just ate me away that I knew that I was a everyday player and I just wasn't getting the opportunity when I was showing it. And I was showing that I was an everyday player, but I wasn't getting that opportunity. And it was a reality check, man. I was like, I love everybody around me, but I don't think I can stay here. I can't. Like, there's no way. There's no way unless I freaking go like 30 pounds and like starting hitting bombs every day. You know what I mean? Then I'll probably start getting the field more for sure. But I was like, dude, like D1's not really all that it's up most to be, man. Like D1's real fun when you're out there balling. Oh yeah, for sure. You're going, oh, it's fun everywhere where you're balling.
Right.
But it's fun everywhere you're balling, man. But it's just like if you're okay with if you're okay with letting the guy in front of you, play every day, knowing deep down in yourself that you're better than that kid, and you're fine with that, and it's just like I don't know what you're doing, man. Like, I guess you love the school that much. I'll let you have it. But,
hey, yeah. I listen. Everybody always says, yeah, that ain't gonna be my situation, right? Because I already know certain parents, certain kids are gonna hear that like,
yeah,
that's Jalen's situation. That ain't gonna be my situation. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna ball out and all. And he ain't telling you to go and not compete. You know what I mean? Because it don't matter. Even as junior college, even when he's gonna go to the MLB, draft league this summer, you always gonna have to compete. But sometimes you want to be in an atmosphere that's, where you can compete and you feel like you're getting as much of a fair chance, whatever that word fair means, as possible. And that's why you have 1,800 kids in the portal right now, man. So essentially, parents, I just want to let you know, like, yo, this is what it is right now. You essentially, that's why it's so important to do your best homework leading up to this, all right? You got to do your homework on these schools. I like Jalen said, he had no idea that he would ever leave Western Carolina, but you never know what you don't know. But at least up front, you need to do as best, your homework as much as possible because you don't want to be in a situation, where you have to go to the transfer portal, where you may end up in a better situation like Jalen did. But 1,800 kids is in this portal right now, so essentially you're a free agent every year right now, right? But, I mean, do you feel like that with college baseball right now? Do you feel like you?
Now that you said it, it's like, oh, I kind of see it now. I kind of see it now for sure. But yeah, man, for sure, I can kind of feel that, no doubt.
Yeah, like every year you it's like I gotta do my thing, and if I don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm not happy, and it's like you basically on a 1-year deal everywhere, you know what I'm saying, and it's
like that's kind of how I felt going in the transfer portal, dude, because I knew it was my sophomore year, and you know how since the COVID happened, you could get that year back.
Right.
And that's why I was like, okay, bet. So like I'm gonna go JUCO, but I only got 1 year. Got 1 year.
What Lawrence said 1,800 kids with baseball portal, football has over 4,000. Lord have mercy. Dang. Right. I didn't know that with the football thing, but what? Yeah. So I lost my. I was going about that. So what kind of advice from combination of what you experienced with you and your family leading up through the recruiting process, like what what would be your advice to that mom and dad that's listening in, and a kid that may be listening in right now that maybe in the beginning of the recruiting process, and maybe going to showcases, or maybe talk to a couple college coaches so far, but
Nah, yeah.
not committed yet. What do you tell those kids and those parents? You know what I'm saying? What are some of the steps that
So
you
I
would tell them
definitely
to do?
say first step you take is find out what type of baseball player you are, and find out where your talent is. Find out if you think you can play at D1, and if you can, then go ahead, you got it. You know what I mean? But first, find out what type of player you think you are. You can't
Mm,
be. You know what I mean, you can't be shooting for schools that are like way out of your league. That's the first thing. You can't be shooting for schools that are way out of your league now, and you gotta hone it
mm,
down a little bit. But once you find the schools that that you want and you like, so what me and my parents did, what my parents kind of really really harped on me about was like emailing coaches like firsthand. It wasn't even that I was like sending them videos of like my swing or like videos of nothing. It's like I would email and be like, "Hey, coach, like I introduced myself like, hey, I'm a shortstop. And, I go to Union Grove High School. I'm graduating this year, or like, and I'm really interested in your school. You have any camps coming up?" And that in high school, that's what I was big into, dude. I was big into going into camps and just like showing my stuff. Cause like I said, I was a gamer, not really a showcase guy. You know what I mean? And,
mm.
so I would go
Can
to
you?
those camps. You would do, what's up?
I was about to say, can you? I don't want to mess up your flow, but tell the
Yeah, you go.
difference. Tell your difference. Keep.
Different.
Can you keep your mind where you are right now? But tell the difference between, when you say you felt like you were a gamer more so than a showcase player.
So as in a showcase player, I mean like yeah, I can hit the ball over 95. I can throw the ball 90 across the infield. You know what I mean? I could run like a 6'4". I could run like a 6'3". You know what I mean? I feel like that's a showcase player when you put up really, really high numbers. But it doesn't carry over into the game. You know what I mean? Like you got all the attributes, but you can't do it. Like you can do it in the game, but it's like it's not
Hmm.
clean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And as in a difference of a gamer, like yeah, that gamer may not throw 95 across the infield. He may throw 88 across the infield, but I guarantee you it's right on the money. And I guarantee you he's gonna make every play, you know what I mean? Or he's gonna be up to that bat. He's gonna be up to the box and he's gonna beat a bunt out. He's gonna beat a ground ball out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a gamer, a guy who just is always on the field, who just hustles. And
Mm,
he may not be passing like the eye test. And by the eye test, I mean like, like big and bulky, you know what I mean? Because I definitely in high school I was like 170, 165, bro, like 5'10. People were looking at me like, who's this kid? You know what I mean? But, like once you go out on the field and you ball, it's like, oh, like who's
mm,
that? You know what I mean?
mm,
That's
mm.
I feel like that's what the difference is. But
Okay,
yeah, man,
I love it. Thanks
back
for explaining, man. But go ahead, go back to go ahead,
to the
to you.
recruiting process.
Yeah. So you saying
Yeah,
you love the camps, you love going to the camps, and then
yeah, going to the
Mhm.
camps is probably the biggest thing I would probably hone in is going to those camps, getting yourself out there, and showing these coaches like what you are as a player. Then they see it firsthand. They're like, okay, bet I can see this kid on my team. Yeah, that's the biggest part. Another big part I would probably say is find schools in like whatever position you play. Find schools that have, hold on, let me see how I'm gonna say this. I would say find schools. Let's say I'm a center fielder, right? And like I wanted to go to like Kennesaw State, correct? And I'm fresh out of high school, and Kennesaw State has like 5 to 6 center fielders, but like let's say I don't know, let's say like Stetson or like Seton Hall, they hit you up and they have like 3 center fielders, but like they're graduating. But it's like Seton Hall isn't as cool. I mean, Kennesaw or Seton Hall isn't as cool as Kennesaw State. So I want to go to Kennesaw State because Kennesaw State is like all big and bad. But it's like you got to look as in like, dude, if you wanna go to college to play, then like you're going to play. You're not going to have fun. You know what I mean? Like you want to go into the situation where you think you can play more. Where like you said before, like there's always going to be competition everywhere, but you got
Mhm.
to be enough to pick out like the right competition to know, like, to better yourself, better you. That's what I definitely have to say. Picking out that, man, and just like overall staying out, like staying in the radar, man, staying in people's DMs, staying in people's like emails and stuff, dude. Like, and then at the end of the day, I probably have to say, like, you can only introduce yourself as to all that you've done. You know what I mean? Like, you can put in all the hard work, but if like it doesn't show in the game, like if you're not really doing stuff in the game, you can't really expect to have these schools hitting you up. You know what I mean? You also have to be we also have to be performant as well on the field. Like I said, man, like I don't think, because I feel like there's a school for everybody for sure. I feel like there's a school for everybody and a situation for everybody, man. It's just picking out the right one as you like where you want your future to go. So,
all right, I got one. I think two questions came in, and maybe from the same guy, but my boy Keith out in Cali says, how do you truly find the gauge on what type of player you are? So you said, you would like, find out what type of player you are first, then look for the schools. But, like, how do I gauge that? Because everybody wants to go to Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks that, you know what I'm saying?
So everybody wants to go to Vandy, but they may not be there yet. And which is perfectly fine, dude. But I feel like the best way of gauging yourself as a player is like seeing what your past performances are and like going, like you have to kind of compare yourself. I would say you compare yourself to the guys that are in the big leagues. That's what I would say. And I would say, you know what, like, okay, I wouldn't say big leagues because everybody in the big leagues hits homers. But I would say like, if you're like, if you're 5'8" and like,
right,
170, I'm not gonna say you can't hit homers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you can't, but it's like you need to do what you're best at. You need to find what you're best at and absolutely raise it through the roof. Like whatever your best attribute is in baseball, you need to absolutely raise it through the roof, but also carry everything else with it. You feel me?
So if you're a speedster, if running is your game, right? Then you need to run and show as much bunt and steal.
Yeah, do all that, man. Like people will love that. You know what I mean? People will love that. Like so how I saw it was I didn't really see myself as a home run guy. And I would go up there and I would like try to swing for the fences, dude. Cause I was taught to, swing the bat hard. Oh, swing the bat hard. When I took it into the game and I was like, all right, Jay, like you can still swing the bat hard, but it's like I would see my recent videos and I would see how I was swinging. I was like, dude, I look like I'm trying to hit the ball 400 feet. And like I hit the ball 400 feet before, you know what I mean? And it's like, why am I doing that? And like I would just go off my past performances. Like I said, like I'm just a huge like gap to gap guy. Huge guy, like doubles guy, triples guy. You know what I mean? Like I love doing that. And then like I felt like that's what I had to kind of tone into. And then once I told myself, I was like, dude, home runs are gonna come. Like home runs are gonna come. Like you can't go up there and be like, okay, I want to hit a homer, and then hit a homer. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like maybe those good guys can, but it's like you're not.
Yeah. Once in a while that happens. Yeah, once in a while.
You're not there yet. You know what I mean? You ain't there yet. Like not really a lot of people are. So it's like you gotta take your strengths and absolutely raise them through the roof, but also bring your weaknesses and try to raise those through the roof as well.
So that's how you feel like, and just, I always tell people too, and I'm gonna plug this, you guys see the bottom ticker is a DB recruiting info. It's a 30-minute free training. And I talk about this exact thing about, steps to take in recruiting. And it's, Jalen says, gauge the type of player you are. I also want to piggyback off of that is, when it's time to hit the recruiting process, like go sit down with your high school coach, your travel ball organization, and hopefully you got like a hitting coach or a pitching coach that's played professional ball or at least college that can really give you a true assessment of the type of player you are. Not just going to shoot you some ish that you want to hear, but and parents, you got to, and players especially, got to make sure that they're okay with a parent, with a coach saying, "Yo, you're a D3 player right now." You know what I'm saying? And not take offense to it, right? Right.
Got to learn how to take criticism for that, man. It's like you're asking for a reason. Baseball, yeah, baseball is one of those games where it's a very humbling sport, dude. Very, very humbling sport.
Facts.
It's like you got to take criticism. Sometimes it's like baseball really taught me that some things you keep in your brain, like some things you listen to for sure and you keep in your brain, but other things you let it go through one ear and not the other. You can't listen to everything people tell you. The only right stuff that you think is the right stuff.
That's a skill set on its own. I had to learn that myself, and it took, because you want to be coachable and you want to hear what everybody's got to say, and you want to, but sometimes it could be overload, or you know what I'm saying, and it'll affect your game. You got to learn what you can take from this person and that piece, and piece it all together. But you can't listen to everybody and what everybody's saying, and that's it'll drive you crazy. Am I right or wrong there, Jeff?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard because you got dudes telling you one thing, you got other dudes telling you different, and they're both promising you that they're gonna better your swing. You know what I mean? But it's like you gotta pick and choose. Pick apart.
All right. So listen, man, Jeff, we coming up on this album, man, and so many nuggets, man. You told the steps to take from a parent and a player standpoint in high school right now, going into the summer season and the recruiting process. You talked about, having a dream of yours, playing D1, and then, having to, go through adversity to the point where you had to, talk to the coach and transfer out of a D1 program to a JUCO, but you balled out. You know what I'm saying? You balled out of the JUCO, and now you're playing in the collegiate league, MLB, draft league, where all the top prospects from around the country will be there competing at a high level, essentially to, enhance their draft status. And so, I just think from a wealth of knowledge standpoint, parents, I hope you I want you guys to hear all the nuggets that he's dropped, as far as, picking the schools, dealing with adversity at a D1, sitting, knowing that he's not going to get better, sitting, having enough, cojones and having that hard decision to go and talk to that coach and saying he's transferring, how to, how to handle the transfer portal. I didn't ask you all of that too. So, real fast. So now you're going to the how does that work? Take me the steps. So you talk to the coach about the transfer portal. How does that work when you go to transfer portal? How does that work, man?
So once you put your name in the transfer, well, you have to. So I had to ask my, I wouldn't say he's the AD, but he was like the head advisor of like all sports. Okay.
Okay.
And I had to ask him, to put my name in the transfer portal. And you have two options. Just like you can put your name in the transfer portal to be, talk to, like you want other schools knowing that you're in the transfer portal, or you can have an option of going into the transfer portal and like you already got like your secured spot, so you don't need any other schools coming to you.
How does that work?
It's like, so one is I don't know the names of the options, but I know like once you put your name to the transfer portal, the guy's going to ask you, hey, do you want other schools talking to you, or you already know where you're going next year? That's two options that you can choose right there. And what I obviously was, I obviously want some schools talking to me. I don't know where I'm going yet.
Right.
So
that was one of my questions. I was like, so for that guy to be like, yeah, I already know where I'm going, that means he would have to have been talking to a coach somewhere, right? And that's not legal, right? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not legal at all whatsoever. So definitely don't do that. Who else listening to this? Don't do that. That will get you in a lot of trouble. But yeah, man, like I said, like I took that option, and like, yeah, man, like once I got in, I probably have to say in the next like day or two, I had like a couple schools like hitting me up. Like, yeah, it was that, but that you got to grant it. That was right after COVID. So
why do you say it like that? You don't think it wouldn't be different, or what? Like,
it would be different, but I feel like the situation was different. So I feel like a lot of schools were like panicking, hitting the panic button. And a lot of kids were kind of hitting the panic button, like myself. I wasn't really hitting the panic button, though, but I had a situation. I feel like coaches were hitting the panic button because they didn't know what was going to happen in the future. They were like, okay, then I need to get these guys now. So I felt like once I got in the transfer portal, like the first 1 or 2 days, like I had a D1 school hit me up, and then I had a JUCO team hit me up. One was FAU, and then the other one was Bash. I could have went to Wabash, but
Yeah.
I had already I wouldn't say I'd already told Garsh. That's when my head coach really hit me up and was like, "Hey man, like I just saw you hit the transfer portal. Like I got a spot over here. Like I feel like I can give you the best opportunity."
Mm.
And at that time, I was like, okay, like I'm going to the transfer portal. I don't know nobody. I don't know nothing about nobody. I'm kind of out here stranded. And then Garsh, hit me up and was like, dude, I can get you to my school, and I know what type of player you are. If you just go out and play for me, then everything will work out for itself. And I was just like, that man, like I'm gonna ride with this guy, and never look back, man. Never look back.
So I know you didn't, man. So you go through there, you get the transfer portal, man, and you go ball out, man, and the rest is history. But I want, I didn't even talk about this neither, but you're going to the draft league, but it's not like you have all your eggs in the basket when it comes to the draft league, all right? So you still cross your T's and dot your I's. I should have said this earlier, man, but you have committed back to a Division I program yourself. Can you talk about that, man?
Sure, I have. I actually committed in the fall. When I got there at Southwestern Illinois College, my goal was just to find a better opportunity than what I was just at. At a better school, better competition. I was like, dude, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to get out of that situation. I want to get in a new one because I know wherever I go and reset, it's gonna be like I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be good. And I ended up committing to Eastern Kentucky University in the fall. And yeah, man, like I said, me and my parents talked about this a lot. Like, I don't have all my eggs in one basket. No way. That's never a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So like I wouldn't say my backup plan is Eastern Kentucky, but I would say like if I don't get drafted in the summer, I feel like all of this summer league is going to do if I don't get drafted is just get me ready for EKU, man. And like after seeing these arms in the summer and then going to EKU, I feel like I'm gonna be cool, man. Like I'm not gonna be tight, uptight. I'm gonna be like, dude, I've been here before. I've seen the best of the best. I can do this. You know what I mean? So
I love it, man. I mean, so you, again, 2 years D1, transfer JUCO, ball out. Now he's, draft eligible, going to play in the MLB draft league, but he also crosses T's and dots his I's just in case it don't work out. He's going right back to potentially a better D1 program, right? I mean, right?
For sure. I think so, for sure. Facility-wise, conference-wise, yes, sir.
All right. So, listen, I should have said this earlier. What kind of interviewer am I? Lord have mercy. But man, so I don't want nobody to think that he's rolling the dice and he's went to the JUCO and he's rolling the dice and it's all or nothing. No, he still has his years of eligibility. You know what I'm saying? 2 years of eligibility, right? At Eastern Kentucky but because where are you draft? As far as getting a degree wise, because you can't be too far off, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like I can really graduate early once I get to Eastern Kentucky if I truly wanted to. Like I probably will, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get my bachelor's and then probably stay in school to get my master's. You know what I mean? Like because I'm gonna be
still be what 21, 22? Because you're young.
Yeah, I'm 20 right now. I just turned 20 on November 1st. So
wow.
But yeah, man, like I said, dude, I think this whole year was just a blessing, man. That's why I'm calling it a blessing, dude, because I felt like if I was still at Western, no way these opportunities would be coming at me like this. No way. No way. And
that's such a
wake-up call. It's a wake-up call.
That's such a story right there, man. And I just, it's just God has a plan. And like I said, he he's just stepped out in faith, man. And all these doors that are open and everything, it took a chance, because I guarantee you when he's sitting on the bench and playing part-time, he ain't knowing all of this is on the back end of this. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know. And you just stepped out in faith, but you believe. The main thing is you believed in your talent.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? That is the main thing. And that's what I get from all of this. And parents, I hope you understand that too. You got to believe in your talent, man. And, he did it. He rolled the dice. And, now he's definitely it's going to take advantage of this over here, man. So let me get these questions in, man. I'm gonna get you up out of here, man. I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Herman in Texas says, my son is a 2023. Just wanted to know what his mindset should be moving on into the recruiting process. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, I'd probably first thing for him I'd probably do is I'm sure you know what type of player he is. He sounds like he's young. He's a young guy, so he's definitely got time to develop. So I would definitely say the recruiting process, don't get too strong into it yet. Like let him develop a little bit. Like, he's a 2023, it's 2021. He's got 2 years. He's got some years on him. So let him develop a little bit more. But the recruiting process, like I said, start off with emails, man. Start off trying to find camps at schools that he might be interested into. You know what I mean? And then let him go to that camp, and then you can see him in that type of environment, and then you can learn and build off that. So that's probably email the head coaches, go to the camps, ball out. Not saying that you're gonna ball out at every single one. It's okay. It's all right if you don't ball out. You know what I mean? It's cool. That's why you just go back into the lab and do it all again. But yeah, man, like just stay positive about things too. Definitely stay positive about things. Don't think, oh, just because this school didn't text me back, they don't want me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really know their situation that they might be having within scholarship, tuition, a money type deal. And that's a whole nother ordeal that can be talked about later. But yeah, man, first thing I probably have to say is email the coaches, get into those camps, let them play. Keep him playing ball, keep him getting out there. Yeah, let his name get out there a little bit more.
Love it, man.
More for sure.
I love it, man. Good advice, bro. Good advice. All right. My boy Reginald in Ohio says, I'm coming on late. What school did you transfer from?
I transferred from Western Carolina University. It's in Cullowhee, North Carolina, up in the mountains. Mountains.
Now, how far is that from Asheville?
Only an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, only an hour from Asheville. Cullowhee or Western was right on the state line of Georgia and North Carolina. So it's up in the Smoky Mountains. So
yeah. It's beautiful up there, right?
It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. That's what I said. That's why I was like, dude, this is my place. I never thought I would be happy. I never thought I'd be leaving. Hey, man, you got to make those decisions. Got to make those moves. Got to.
No doubt about it, man. So, listen, man. I want you to think about taking us out on the last matches. All my guests always takes us out, and then I'm also want to, if you have your social media handles, I'm gonna plug them in here too. All right. So, parents, a lot going on, man. The showcases, all right, was moved from this weekend on Saturday. It's going to be moved to next weekend in Port Orange, Florida. All right. So I'll be reaching out to the parents that are scheduled to be at the showcase in Pompano Beach this weekend. We're going to move it to next weekend in Port Orange, Florida. Shout out to Coach Eaton over there, post-grad program. He's going to be teaming up with me, and we'll have some other colleges there. So come on out there if you're in the Florida area. 2, we still got June 2nd, Little Rock, Arkansas. All right, that was postponed from April 24th to June 2nd. That's a midweek showcase. A little less than 2 weeks away for that, so there's still some room over there to come in. Also, we got the summer camp in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Too bad you'll be balling out there, Jalen. I try to get you up there, but we'll be in Douglasville over there, the camp. I don't have the link to that right now, but if you're in the Atlanta area for 14 and under kids, Douglasville, Georgia, on June 14th through the 17th. All right. Message me if you're interested in that. Also, you see the bottom of the ticker, have DB recruiting info. All right. It is a free 30-minute speaking on a lot of things he said about the camps and emailing in the coaches and stuff. I mean, he just gave you $1 million worth of game right there anyway. But, if you want, more, especially for my 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th graders, what I'm saying, just going into this recruiting process, so you're more than aware of everything. All you got to do is press on this link over here and put your email in. You have a 30-minute free presentation that I've done and given to you for free. All right, so 30-minute all about the recruiting process. I just finished that fresh out the gate. So, click on that and you get access to that free training. Okay. All right. Cool. Tomorrow. All right. Before I go there, I got my boy Lawrence. My boy Lawrence Steed. Jackson State commit. His son just committed to Jackson State. A longtime follower of the show. I wanted to get him on here to talk about the recruiting process, his story. Talk about how watching the show and all the information that on just like my boy Jalen just gave you how much of a help that was towards his recruiting process and him and having his son commit to Jackson State University. So I'll have Lawrence Steed and his son on tomorrow, talking to some recruiting talk over there. So it's gonna be a good time over there. All right, so cool. Oof. All right, so Jay, if you could, man, share your Twitter or your Instagram
Man.
handles with us, man. And I would ask you, please, if you could, take us out with a great message, man.
Yes, sir, man. Last message for all you beautiful parents and kids out there, man. I would definitely say stay positive, stay into the game, and keep developing your kid to become the best he can, potentially and overall. Let your kid blossom into the kid he wants to be, baseball wise and just life wise, man. Like, keep wanting to get better, keep wanting to be unstoppable and relentless. You know what I mean? Like, keep wanting more. I feel like that's kind of what's got me here now. I've always just wanted more. You got to ride the results, and then once you see the results that you want, you got to ride it more. You got to want more. You got to have that drive in you. Got to. But just hold the passion and just trust that everything's gonna work out. That's probably all I have to say. But where you want me to put my Twitter and my Instagram and stuff at? You want me to say it?
Just give it to me, and I'll post
Okay,
it.
yeah. So my Instagram. You want Instagram first?
Yeah.
Okay. So my Instagram name is Jalen JALEN.Jones8, and then my Twitter handle is JJones__8.
Hold on one second. I put the space in there. My bad, dude. I didn't mean to do that.
You're cool.
All right. What's the Twitter? That's the IG. What's the Twitter?
Twitter is 2 capital J's and then Jones__8.
JJ Jones.
Well, J Jones__8.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Give me a minute. I'm bad. I know I'm slow at this, but all right. Follow him on his journey, man. Man, future professional ball player, man. Listen to this. Tag your kids. Listen to this over, man. This is this hour plus interview is a wealth of knowledge, man, that you guys can share. This is what I do it for, man. Talked about so many different topics, man, and I appreciate you coming on, Jalen, and sharing your story. I tried to get your mom on here back in the fall, but she was, but anyway, I got the best. I got who I needed to get on here, man, today. So shout out to Sharice out there, and for doing the thing, man. So appreciate you, my brother, man. Good luck to you up there in Ohio. Go ball out, man. Keep in touch, man, and man, we'll be pulling for you all here, man. All right.
Man, appreciate you, D. Stay in touch, man. All right.
No doubt, man. All right, so parents, 4 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be on there with Lawrence Steed and his son talking about his commitment to J State. All right, peace and love to you guys. See you 4 p.m. tomorrow. Thanks, Jay.
Peace out, man.